Hi, my name's David McInnes. I own Seamac Aluminium. We've been manufacturing marine windows and doors for the last 20 odd years. And I'm here today to tell you or give you a bit of instructions on how to fit Seamac doors in particular. The first thing to talk about is the sealant or adhesive, which these things are glued in with. Most doors and windows are glued in these days. It is very important to maintain a minimum thickness of 2 to 3 millimeters between the back of the flange and the boat. The way in which we do that is we cut little PVC fillets, packers, about half the size of your fingernail, and we glue them to the back of the flange. We use the sealant that we're using to glue the little stickers on there, the little packers, and when you flip the window over and put it in the boat, what that does is it means that you maintain a thickness of 3 millimeters of sealant or adhesive, which is ideal. That is what you're trying to achieve. 2 millimeters is probably okay. 1 millimeter, half a millimeter, not really sufficient. What this does, it provides an engine mount sort of scenario for the window, between the window and the boat, which means the window can expand and contract. The boat can vibrate. It doesn't affect the window. So we're trying to get that 2 to 3 millimeters of sealant between the flange, the back of the flange and the boat. When it comes to actually fitting the door, we remove 1 or 2 of these screws. Not necessarily in all hinges, but you can do it in all hinges if you want. We pack in behind here and screw, and through a bit of trial and error, we get the door hanging nice and perfect. You can also remove the screws from the escutcheon plate here and put a longer screw in there. Make sure when you drill the pilot hole through the aluminium frame for your longer screw, you drill a big enough hole so that the screw doesn't hang up on the frame itself. You want to be able to adjust that frame back and forth on the screw, packed between the back of the frame and the boat, and get it just perfect. The idea being that this gap here is the same all the way down, so you get a nicely fitted door. It's very important to note here that on a left-hand hung door, you want this gap to be smaller than here. If it's a right-hand hung door, it would be the other way around. You would want this side smaller. But on a left-hand hung door, you want to have the leading edge of the door up a little bit. The reason for that is your sealant, the hinges, the panel, everything relaxes just a little bit over the first few months of it being used. And if it drops down, what happens is, it's a bit unsightly, but more importantly, the tongue of the door doesn't end up going into the hole in the escutcheon plate. Now what that leads to is you end up slamming the door to get it to shut. You end up yanking up and down on the handle to try and get it to shut, which eventually destroys things, and you end up calling me saying, "Hey Dave, your hardware is all falling off the door, come and fix it." So hang it properly once when you put it in, and you won't have any trouble with it. The other thing that people do that's probably not a good idea is they put a fillet between here and the underside of the door. They close the door, they deem it to be in the right position, and they glue it in the hole. But what happens is the following day or 2 days later, when the glue's dried, they pull the fillet out and this door drops down. And bingo, there's nothing you can do about it because there's no adjustment once it's all glued in. The other thing to watch for when you're fitting the door is to get the panel in-wined or laying flush with the frame. It doesn't want to be in-wined. If you close the door and it's hanging out a little bit here and flush here, it means that the door's in-wined, okay? It makes no difference if you've got 6 millimeters of sealant here and 2 millimeters down here. It's okay for you to put more back here to make sure that the door is laying flush with the panel. It's very important to hang them properly the first time around, and it will give you many, many years of service. Hey, that's about all I can tell you at this point in stage. A well-hung door will last forever. We wish you all the luck, and give us a call if there's any problems.